Hey guys, today we are going to be doing a full body workout and we will need some weights. You can do these things with your body weight, but you'll get more out of it if you use some hand weights. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Grab those weights, place one foot in front of the other and bring those hands up as if you're about to box. You're going to go ahead and just punch it out. Lengthen through the arms, reach that hand forward, really extend here. The hips don't have to move. It's just the shoulders. Relax the shoulders away from the ears and bring it forward. Nice and slow and controlled movements. And find your breath. Make sure those palms face down as you push forward. Feel it in the shoulders. Nice job. Warming up the shoulders, warming up the arms. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's stand with our feet hip width distance wide. We're going to kind of do like a jumping jack where we're going to take our pinkies together and then reach our thumbs all the way up to the sky towards each other. Pinkies together and then thumbs. And you can make this a jumping jack if you'd like and add a jump. Just make sure that it's not too much on your shoulders. If you feel like you're kind of using your momentum to lift your arms up overhead, just take it down to this stance. We're still working those shoulders, working that core by making sure that we stay nice and lengthened through the spine. Working a little bit of that chest here as well. Pinkies together, thumbs together. Nice job. Nice slow and controlled movements. Really feel it in the biceps, the triceps, the shoulders. We're here for 2 more. Find those nice deep breaths. And let's come back to center. Again, this time let's take the opposite foot out in front, opposite leg behind, and we're coming back for those jabs, but this time we're going to jab forward and then upper cut. So reach up. 1, 2, 3, 4, uppercut for 3, 2, 1. Nice. Punch it forward for 4. Uppercuts for 4. Nice. Working a little bit more of those biceps and triceps. 4, 3, 2, 1. Uppercut. 3, 2, 1. One more time. Punch it forward. You got it. And then uppercuts. We're going to hang out here. So what we're doing is we're lifting up. Keep that arm a little bit more forward, far forward in front of you. Try to keep it away from just coming towards the body. We're going to try to use that bicep by reaching it forward. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Let's come back to that stance with our hip with distance wide feet. Pinkies together. Reach it up for thumbs together. Pinkies and thumbs. Nice job. Pull that belly in. Slight bend in the knees here. We want to make sure our body is nice and loose. We're just focusing on those arms. Everything else is nice and sturdy and strong. But we just want to make sure that the shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. There's a slight gentle bend in the knees. Our core is nice and ignited, and our chin is slightly tucked. We're not gazing up at the ceiling. Slightly chin down. Nice. Feel those nice strong arms. You got this. Last 5. Find that nice slow movement. Don't use that momentum. Slow all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom. You got this. 2 more. Last one. Reach it all the way up. Pinkies all the way together. Nice job. Okay. We're going to stand kind of in the center of our mat if you have one. Feet are going to be hip width distance wide. Palms are going to face forward. For this one, our bicep curls are going to come right down the center. So we want to make sure that our elbows are close to our sides and we're lowering and we're lifting. But while we do that, we're going to take our right foot, we're going to ground it down, and our left foot's going to step behind us as if we're taking a curtsy. So what this is going to look like is we're going to step it back, lower that knee, and lift back up. So gaze down here. Make sure that right knee isn't going past that right toe. And if it is, you're going to step that left foot back even more. And you're going to do that bicep curl as you lower down. Lower and lift. You got this. Find those nice deep breaths. And lift. You got this. Bend that back knee. Notice how my back knee is kind of tapping the floor. Nice and gently though. If your knee doesn't come close, that's okay. But eventually one day we kind of want it to hover right above the ground. Sink it nice and low into those glutes. You got this. Breathe here. For 3. Woo. Last 2. And 1. Nice job. We're going to stand with our feet a little wider than hip width distance wide. We're going to take either both weights in one hand, or you can drop the weight down onto the ground. We're going to take them both in our left hand, reach our right arm up. We're going to do some side crunches, working the obliques. You want to feel this on the right side of the body. Lift up and lower, reach and down. Really let those hands slide down and then lift up. Very important here to keep a micro bend in those knees. Also very important to keep that back nice and straight. We're not doing any rounding. It's just a lateral bend here. Using those obliques, our abdominal muscles. Nice job. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Beautiful. Take those weights, 1 weight in each hand. We're going for opposite curtsy lunges, but this time our bicep curls are going to go out towards the side a little more. So let's ground into that left foot. We're going to step that right foot back, find that bicep curl, arms going out. Think about making a W, but my elbows are still close to my sides. And gaze down at that foot. Make sure that knee kind of stays stacked on top of that ankle. It's just that back leg really doing most of the work. Bend and lower, a little curtsy lunges. This is great for our booty, our outer thigh. And while we're here, we're getting in our biceps. 2 things at once, challenging our balance. Nice job. Breathe here. Last 3. Arms staying out. Find that W. 2. Nice job. 1. Okay, take those weights in the opposite hand or drop 1 weight if you need to. Sometimes having 2 in one hand is a little much. Take that left hand, reach it up. We're going to bend and lift. Find those obliques. Lower, reach up. Nice job. Deep breaths. You got this. Tight core. Really squeeze with that ab as you come back up. Make sure you're not using your momentum to hoist you back up. You're going to pause at the bottom and lift. Nice and slow. Beautiful. We're almost there. Last 2. Last 1. Great. Okay, so this time for our curtsy lunges, we're going to find that curtsy. We're just going to go right into it, and we're going to hold here. While we hold, we're going to reach our arms up overhead, bring those weights together, and we're going to do some tricep extensions. Yes, bend that left leg. Sink the hips down nice and low, and then reach those hands up towards the sky. You got this. Can you bend that left leg a little bit more? Find that balance. Keep the elbows close to the ears. You got this. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Let's go back to our crunches. This time we're going to do it a little differently. So I'm actually going to drop 1 weight down. We're going to find like a triangle pose in yoga. So my right toes are going to point one direction, and my left toes are pointing the opposite direction, perpendicular to each other. We're going to find long arms, stack the shoulders on top of each other, lower down, and then reach all the way back up. Lower and lift. Now notice I'm not rounding my spine. This is going to target that back area, that muffin top place. Reach up and lower. Keep that right arm lifted. Keep it stacked. Nice job. Notice how my palm is facing forward and then it faces towards my face. You got this. Make sure that upper body stays nice and straight. I'm hinging from the hips here. Last 2. Last 1. Nice job. Reach it up. Let's grab our other weight. We're going to head into our curtsy lunge on our opposite side. So let's take that left foot forward. Step that right foot all the way back. Find that lunge first. Get comfortable. Reach the arms up. We're coming for our tricep extensions. Lower and lift. Lower down. Reach up. You got this. Can you sink that right leg a little deeper? Lower and lift. Feel this in your triceps and your legs. Keep those elbows close to the ears. Don't let them drift away from the ears. You got this. For 3, 2, and lift up. Nice job. All right, so for our next one, grab a drink if you need to. We're gonna do a lunge, a sumo squat, actually. Toes out, heels in. And you want your legs to be wider than hip width distance. Maybe a nice big wide stance is great here. Hands are gonna come down towards the middle, palms are gonna face each other. We're gonna lower down into our squat and then lift up into a front raise. Lower and lift. Kind of think about this like a kettlebell swing, but we're moving nice and slowly here. Lower the hips and lift. Lower and lift. Nice job. Feeling this in the shoulders. You got it. Breathe here. Nice job. Sink it nice and low and lift it up. Now gaze down at those knees. Are they tracking over those toes? If they're not, bring your feet a little bit more closer together. Nice work. Lower and lift. Lower, lift. Where's that tummy? Is it nice and tight? You got this. For 3. Last 2. 1 more, you got it. Beautiful. All right. So for our next one, we're gonna do deadlift with a row. And how that's gonna look is your feet are gonna be hip width distance wide. Slight bend in the knees is okay here. We're gonna lower down, palms facing the thighs. Lower with a flat back. Now notice, if you have tight hamstrings, you might not get very far before you start to round. So as soon as that happens, you're gonna come right back up. Lower, turn the palms towards each other, and we're gonna pull back. Elbows close towards the side. Lower, stand up. Down, row. Lower, lift. Really squeeze that booty as you rise all the way up. Use those back of the arms here. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Imagine that you're trying to squeeze that sports bra in between your shoulder blades. Or think about if someone put their finger right in between your shoulder blades, you could squeeze it nice and tight. Squeeze that booty as you lift up. Lower, lift. Nice job. Nice slow and controlled movements here. Keep that back nice and straight. This is a common pose for people to get injured because they round through that spine. So if you find yourself getting tired, drop those weights. We do not want to hurt ourselves here. Beautiful. Last 3. Last 2. Keep that belly nice and tight. Last 1. Hug those elbows in. Rise all the way up. And let's come back to our sumo squats. Toes out, heels in. We're going to lower down and lift up just like last time, but this time when we come down, our hands are going to come together, and when we rise up, they're going to come out towards the sides. A little bit forward, you don't want them to come completely out to the side. That's a little hard on the shoulder. So let's go ahead, get started. Lower and lift. Use that tummy here. Keep everything nice and tight. Lower down, reach up. Nice job. Are those knees tracking over those toes? Squeeze those shoulders. Keep that back nice and straight. Star pose to sumo squat. You got this. Lower and lift. Nice work. You're doing great. Feel that burn in the legs and the arms. Nice job. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Okay, let's come back to that deadlift. And this time for our rows, we're going to turn our palms down and we're going to bring our elbows out and up. So the ending is going to look like this. So we're going to lower, lift up, down, elbows out, lift up, down, squeeze those shoulder blades together, lift, down. Now my knees are bent slightly, but that's just to give a little bit of my hamstring flexibility in there so I can hinge forward a little bit more, really ignite those hamstrings. When we keep the legs straight, we're locking the hamstrings because it's how we keep ourselves stable. It's how we walk. So we don't want to lock those knees. We want to have movement within the hamstrings. Squeeze those shoulder blades together, pulling those elbows out, lifting up towards the sky. Nice job. Last 3. You got this. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Squeeze that booty as you rise up. Squeeze that booty. 1 more. And rise. Okay, beautiful. We're going to come into some lunge work. So let's bring that left leg forward, right leg back. We're going to bend into that front knee. And we're going to kind of push off that back toe. My front knee is not going past that front ankle, 90 degrees. If you want a little bit deeper of a bend, you just scooch your leg forward. We're going to hinge forward at the hips here. Bring those elbows close to the sides. We're pushing back and down. Lift. Squeeze those triceps. Bring those hands back. Lift them forward and back. Nice job. Squeeze it here. You got it. Last 3. Last 2. And for this last one, we're going to bring the hands together. Bend that back knee, hover it above the ground. Shoulder press. Lift and lower. Lift up and lower. You got this. We're not here for much longer. Hover that back knee. Hover, hover, and hold. Squeeze that glute for 3, 2, and 1. Lower that back knee down. Let's come onto our knees. For this next one, you can use both weights or one weight. If you're using one weight, you're going to hold both sides of the ends here. If you're having both weights, you're going to keep them close to your shoulders. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start to lean back. Wait till you feel that core engage here to prevent you from falling backwards. Ignite that booty. We're going to lift the arms up for a little incline press. Lift and lower. Reach it up and down. You got it. Find that breath. Can you lean back a little farther? Now really engage that core. Make sure that you're not hurting that back here. Drop those weights if you need to. My arms are only coming to shoulder height, my elbows, and then I'm lifting back up. Nice. Find that depth for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Let's come back to our lunge on the other side. Opposite leg forward, which would be my left. We're going to find that lunge. Push off those back toes. Hinge forward from the hips. This time we're coming for bicep curls. So we're going to bring our arms forward so that my elbows are underneath my shoulders. Find your balance. Lift it and lower. Nice. My back is nice and straight and strong here. I'm bending into that front knee. You got this. Breathe here. Find those nice deep breaths. Use your arms, elbows close to the sides. Tuck that chin slightly. You got it. Don't let those elbows go behind the shoulder. I know it's hard. Breathe here. For 3. Last 2. And you know where we're headed. We're going to bend that right knee. Find that 90-degree arms. We're going to come forward, pinkies together and out. Pinkies together and out. Nice job. Deep breaths. Find your depth for 3. Last 2. And 1. Lower all the way down. Let's go ahead. We're going to find a plank position. So what we're going to do here is option to come down onto your knees and stay in a tabletop position, or you can challenge yourself and come into a plank position. So for tabletop, you're going to take your hand and your weight, and all we're doing is we're pulling it up and lowering down. Now if you're in your plank, you're on those toes, you're lifting up and lowering. Lift and lower. You got this. Find your breath. Belly is nice and tight. Don't let those hips rise. If those hips are rising, just come down onto those knees. You're still working those arms, or you can come onto those toes. Work that core a little bit too. Here we go, guys. You got this. Don't give up. We've got 2 more. Last 1 and 2. Nice job. Let's go ahead. Grab our weights. We're heading back for that lunge. Let's bring our left leg forward, right leg back. We're gonna bend into that front knee, hinge forward from the hips, bring the elbows close to the sides, and we're coming back for those pushbacks. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Nice job. Really try to push off those back toes. You're hinging forward. Most of your weight is in that front leg, if not all of it. It's as if you could lift those back toes off of the mat. That's how much weight is in my front foot. You got it. Breathe here. And then let's go. We're gonna find that knee hovered above the ground. Find those shoulder presses, lift and lower. Reach up and down. Find your breath. You got this. Reach and lower. Lift and down for 3. Core tight. And 1. Drop down onto the knees. This time we're just gonna take one weight. Hands grab for opposite sides or for a side of the dumbbell. And we're gonna go ahead and lean back. Find that depth in your core. Find when your core ignites. Make sure you're not rounding through your upper spine. My shoulder blades are pulled together, squeezing that booty and lower. Take the hands, reach them up and down. Lift and lower. Reach it up and back and then down. Nice job. You got this. Can you scooch back a little bit more? Find some space between the chin and the chest here. My chin's not tilted too far up or too far down. It's as if I have an orange underneath my jaw. Nice job. For 3. Last 2. And 1. Okay, let's grab both weights and come back into our lunge. For me, my right leg's going forward, my left leg's going back. Let's push off those back toes. And we're coming for those bicep curls. Elbows underneath the shoulders, reach it up. Nice. It's like as if you're trying to hold a platter. That's kind of where your hands are at, and then all the way to the top. Find that 90-degree angle and bring it all the way up. Elbows are staying underneath the shoulders. Nice deep breaths. You guys are doing great. This is our last time doing lunges, and then we're headed to the floor. So let's go ahead and drop that back knee down. Find that 90-degree angle. Pinkies together and out. Together and out. Nice tight core. Find that strength in the front leg, guys. This is it for our legs. So come on, challenge yourself. You got this. For 3. Last 2. And 1. Lower that back knee down. We're coming into our renegade rows. So drop one weight down onto the floor. We're going to place one hand down. Option to come onto the toes or stay in that tabletop position. Wherever you were last time, that's where we're going to be. Lifting that elbow up towards the side. Ready? Let's go. Lift it up and down. Now I'm going to make sure that wrist stays underneath that shoulder. Hips stay nice and low. If you're on your knees, that belly is pulled up nice and tight. Same thing. Wrist underneath the shoulder. Lift it up. Elbows staying close to the side. You got this, guys. We're almost done. Taking it to our back for core in 3. Tummy nice and tight. Elbows towards the side. And 1. Let's lower down onto our back. And have a sip of our water. We're going to take our weights with us as we make our way all the way down to our back. So for this one, we're going to do what's called dead bug. You're going to take your feet, make your shins parallel to the floor, knees stacked on top of the hips. Arms are going to reach up, palms facing towards the thighs. Now, option to do this without the weights if this is too much. You want to make sure that those knees stay stacked over the hips. We're going to lower the right arm and the left leg and come back up. Lower and lift. Down and up. You got this. Nice deep breaths. Lower and lift. Beautiful. Use that breath, use that exhale as you bring the hand and the feet back through center. That low back is glued to the mat. If you notice that low back start to lift Don't kick your legs out so far. Maybe you kick them more up towards the ceiling a little bit. Yeah, nice job. Otherwise, you're lowering and lifting. For 3. Last 2. 1 more each side. You got it. Let's hug those in. We're going to go ahead and take our hands, lift them up towards the sky. Now, if this is too much for your back, you can drop your weights and take your hands and place them underneath your hips. That's going to help to elevate your low back and not put so much pressure on your low back when your legs go down towards the ground. So we're going to reach our hands up towards the sky, legs up towards the sky, lower the legs, and then lift them all the way back up. When you rise back up, try to get those hips to come off the ground. Lower and lift. Nice job. Find those nice deep breaths. Exhale, lift your legs back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. You got it. Breathe here. This is challenging. You're doing great. We are almost done, guys. Find your power here. Reach it up. Last one. All right, let's take those weights. Take a moment here. We're going to hug the knees into the chest. And when you're ready, we're going to extend the legs back up towards the sky. And same with the hands. Reach it up. Feet and hands. We're going to reach for those toes and lower. Reach up and down. Now my hips are coming off too. It's almost like a reverse crunch here. Push that low back into the mat. Option to keep your feet down and just use your hands. It's also okay for those knees to be bent like mine. If you have tight hamstrings like me, just reach for those toes. It doesn't matter if you're close. You got this. Keep breathing here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All right, let's come back to our dead bugs. We're going to take those shins parallel to the floor, reach those arms up, leg out, arm out, leg out, arm out. Find those nice deep breaths. Use your exhale to move nice and slow and controlled. Reach it up and down. Nice work. Breathe here. Is that low back glued to the mat? Make sure that that belly stays constantly engaged. You got this. We're almost there, guys. We are almost done with our workout for the day. For 2 and 1. Nice job. Keep those arms lifted. And we're going to do our legs up the wall, lower down, and lift. Bring those hips up, lower, and lift. Having the weights in the hand kind of helps to give us a little bit more leverage to lift the legs all the way up, overhead. Nice job. Use your exhale to bring your legs all the way up. Yes, you got it. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. Lift it all the way up, and nice job. Okay, so option for this last one. You can keep your feet and your heels on the ground, and you can lift the arms up and just do your lift up from here, or we can do what we did prior and lift the legs up nice and high, depending on how tired your core might be. Maybe you want to take it a little easier because that low back might be kind of talking to you, or maybe you want to challenge yourself for our very last workout. So let's go. Reach up and lower, lift. Option to bring the arms and the legs out as you lower and lift up. Nice job. Challenge yourself. You got this. This is all we've got left for the day. Workout wise anyways. Last 5. Last 4. 3. Use that core for 2. And 1. Beautiful. Let's drop those weights down. Finally, roll those wrists out. Maybe open and close those fists. Shake it out a little bit. Let's roll onto our belly and come into a nice cobra stretch. Drop the belly, shine the chest through the shoulders. And then let's take a nice child's pose. Sit the hips back onto the heels, reach the hands forward. Bow the head down. Make sure to stretch. Make sure to hydrate. That was a very challenging class. You guys did great. I'll see you next time.